watching the Kingfisher winning post with me, Chaiti Narula, and as usual, we've got you horse racing action from all over the world. First up, let's start off with the Singapore Turf Club at Kranji. In the month of September, the big race of the month was the Jumbo Jet Trophy. Let's take a look at this race first.
The Group 3 Jumbo Jet Trophy on the 2nd of September was billed as one of the most exciting races of the year at Kranji and attracted a strong field of 11 into the parade ring. Atto, the winner of the International Group 1 Krisflyer Sprint, who had subsequently gone on to lower the colours of champion juvenile Gingerbread Man, represented the powerful Patrick Shaw stable and had Baron Voster on board. Since then, Gingerbread Man for Bruce Marsh's yard hadn't had the best result in the Group 1 Emirates Singapore Derby, but was freshened up since and would ideally be happier to be back at this 1400-metre trip. Gingerbread Man would be ridden by Saimi. Captain Obvious carried the flag for Steve Burridge and was joined by Oscar Chavez in the saddle. Captain Obvious had not run too far behind Atto in the Krisflyer Sprint and did also have to make up some ground on the champion and favourite Super Easy from Michael Friedman's yard, who was also in the field. Super Easy had yet to be beaten in Singapore and had his regular partner Moreira on board. With the excitement hanging over at Kranji and the horses locked up and loaded, the starter set them away.
They're racing in the Jumbo Jet and Super Easy, one of the best to begin with. Captain Obvious going up on his outside. Captain Obvious the leader. Super Easy comes at him. They've dropped off Atto and Gingerbread Man. Captain Obvious in front. Super Easy wearing him down on the outside. Super Easy, Captain Obvious. Captain Obvious lifts. Super Easy with a real fight. Super Easy puts his nose in front. He is a genuine star. Super Easy wins it a long neck on Captain Obvious.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it didn't, particularly the way that race was run. I mean, all credit to Captain Obvious. He put in a blinder, I thought, today, and it took all of this horse's ability to run him down, and he's just got such a great heart, this bloke, and I'm looking forward to the next 3 or 4 months with him. I think there's been a little bit of improvement just physically from his 3-year-old year to now. You know, I guess it's hard to say with a horse that's won 12 from 12 whether he keeps improving, but he just doesn't let us down. That's the amazing part about him, and you know, for me, he's a once-in-a-lifetime horse, I think.
Super Easy yet again showed that he had the guts in addition to his talent. His unbeaten record at Kranji has stretched to 12, equivalent of better than ever's existing record. The son of Darcy Brahma has taken his career earnings at Kranji to over $1.3 million.
That was Super Easy winning the Jumbo Jet Trophy in a rather super easy manner. Up next, we've got the Hong Kong Jockey Club Trophy run over 1600 metres from the Singapore Turf Club at Kranji. Let's take a look at this one now.
2 races earlier, a field of 12 entered the parade ring for the Hong Kong Jockey Club Trophy, a benchmark 97 over 1600 metres. Dujardin from Laurie Laxon's stable had finished 5th in the Group 1 Emirates Singapore Derby before narrowly going down to Mauricio Trillo thereafter and was joined by Moreira in the saddle. He was sent off as the favourite at start time. Let's See Action for Patrick Shaw's yard, on the other hand, was coming off a victory and had Baron Voster on board. The mare Better Life, trained by Takaoka, was also coming off a victory, one in which she wore blinkers for the first time. She had Alan Munro on her back to guide her home. The outsider in the field was Steve Burridge's charge Freeze Master, who had won 3 starts ago. He had, however, run a long way behind Dujardin after running Let's See Action close after that. With the apprentice T.H. Coe in the saddle, it was Freeze Master who got to the lead in a pillar to post attempt.
Hong Kong Jockey Club Trophy. Dujardin, Freeze Master came away quite well. Also, Let's See Action, good speed up on the outside. Dujardin needs a bit of room. He's trying to push Illuminato out of the way. And Better Life is down the outside, but Freeze Master's got a kick. Kicked away from Let's See Action. Better Life runs on. Dujardin can't finish it off. Freeze Master's in front. Better Life is coming at it, but Freeze Master all the way. Freeze Master takes it out. Wins it a half length over Better Life.
It's been a bit of an in and out customer this time in, you know. A couple of times we thought he'd run well. He ran a bit ordinary, and last start he got sandwiched up in between a couple of horses, and but today we just thought no weight on his back, let him his free roll in front, and you know, the young boy did a good job, rode him well. We asked him to sort of ride him that way, and he's done a good job, and just hopefully we might you know, be able to pick out another race or two, you know, in the near future.
Freeze Master pulled off an upset in a tactically brilliant front-running ride. The son of Reset has won his 4th career start for earnings of over $180,000 so far. For the connections, the champagne celebration at the presentation was a moment to celebrate what was turning out to be a more than useful career for Freeze Master so far.
Let's take a quick break now on the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. When we return, we've got lots more equestrian racing action waiting for you on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still with me on the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post, India's only dedicated equestrian show. Now, the Singapore Polo Open 2012 marks a very important date for the Singapore Polo Club. We get you a lowdown on all the polo terminology from the Singapore Open 2012. Take a look.
Let others play at what they will. The king of games is still the game of kings. This age-old saying is apt even today. Those that play this regal sport are sportsmen that pursue their passion in the face of danger, exhibiting remarkable skill and grace astride these magnificent horses that are called polo ponies. It doesn't end there. The world of polo is complete with its own vocabulary and terminology. For starters, each team has 4 players and each game is divided into 4 to 6 chakkas.
The chakka is an Indian word. It means chakkar. Chakkar means go around, take a round. And out of that came the word chakka, which is a 7.5-minute period.
The team that makes the most goals wins. This can get a tad confusing for the players and spectators alike as the teams change ends after each goal. The most important rule to know is the line of the ball. This determines the right of way and, like the other rules, in polo, has its roots steeped in safety.
The line of the ball is what governs whether you have the right to touch the ball or not. The right of way is the ball running on your right-hand side, or what we call the offside, and you're following the line exactly. Therefore, anybody who comes in front of you, puts a stick in front of you, has failed, and it will have a foul blown against her.
That whistle you just heard indicates a foul. The game will then restart with a penalty hit from where the foul occurred. Now to the polo ponies and the equipment used in the sport. In order to safeguard the ponies from injury, their legs are covered in bandage and their tails tied up to their tailbone. The mane of a polo pony is cut or shaved to give the player and the horse freedom of movement. To enable a horse to suddenly stop, players use double reins. The leather saddle enables a rider to get better freedom of movement whilst playing. The long stick that a polo player uses to hit the ball on the field is called a mallet. It must always be carried in the right hand, making polo players compulsorily right-handed. The long boots you see on the rider are used in polo to protect the player from any hits from the mallet. A helmet, like in any other sport, is there to protect the player against falls and injuries. The ball used for polo is white in color and is 7 to 8 centimeters in diameter. It can reach a speed of up to 250 kilometers an hour. And finally, the one thing that all polo players have in common, unbridled passion.
Polo is not a game. It's a life belief system. I had bad injuries. I slipped a disc in my neck and in my back. I stopped playing for a few years and I realized that there was no life without polo.
Staying with Singapore, we caught up with Stephen Burridge and he gave us a lowdown on horse racing terminology.
Often on the racetrack, trainers may choose to use equipment as a corrective measure to ensure better performance. With regard to equipment that's used around the face of the horse, the most common ones are blinkers. While blinkers may help a horse, especially a juvenile, focus during a race, some trainers will use them only in competition conditions as against light work situations. On the occasion, the focus brought about by the use of blinkers may even help a horse settle down if too keen in a race. Champion trainer in Singapore Steve Burridge explains how blinkers may also help a hesitant horse go past another in the heat of battle.
Blinkers is something that we tend to put on horses that may be looking around a lot and not concentrating, and it just tends to make them more intent on doing what they're doing. Other horses it doesn't work on, so it's just a trial and error. But sometimes we put pacifier with blinkers, but other times we just might use them separately.
The use of pacifiers is manifold, and most trainers find that there is no real downside to using these.
Well, pacifiers are things that go on horses over their ears, and it goes over their eyes, and it's wire mesh that goes over their eyes, and it just seems to give a horse a lot of confidence. Every horse is different. Some horses it works for and others it doesn't, but you do tend to find the horses that wear pacifiers and are a bit nervous, it just tends to give them that little bit of confidence and tends to relax the horse.
A visor is similar to blinkers, except that it has a cut in each cup and is used on horses that need the blinkers to focus but yet relish a challenge to dig in deep.
Visor is something it's like a blinker, but they actually put a hole in the side of it so that they can still look out to the side. And it's another thing that is just a trial and error thing. Some horses it works on, others it doesn't. So all these things are just trial and error, just to get the best performance out of a horse. And if you've got a trainer or a person looking after the horse that is willing to try these things on horses that aren't concentrating, at least you've got a chance of getting the horse's best ability out of them.
Some trainers may also use a sheepskin noseband which will be attached to a bridle. Sheepskin generally do not have any negative effect and can help some horses with a high carriage.
The sheepskin that goes across on what we actually call a shadow roll is like a sheepskin that goes across their nose. Whether it works all the time on horses that tends to get their head up in the air, it's hard to say, but sometimes it does work on horses. So if you've got a horse that carries his head very high and tends to look up in the air, sometimes by putting that on, they do tend to get their look down further and concentrate even more.
Recently, trainers have started using winkers that look like sheepskins but are placed vertically behind the eyes, serving as open blinkers. Each equipment has a degree of efficacy which will vary from one horse to the next.
Winkers is something that's been introduced only in the last 3 or 4 years as far as racing in Australia and in Asia, and it's just something that it doesn't close their vision up altogether. It gives them that little bit of more open space, but it just tends to make them sometimes concentrate that little bit more if they do tend to be looking around. Again, it is a trial and error thing.
And then you have the Australian noseband, which in essence is a bit lifter, assisting the horse to keep contact with the bit at all times.
So that was polo and horse racing terminology simplified for you. On the other side of this break, we've got you all the horse racing action straight from India. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still with me, Chaiti Narula, on the Fly Kingfisher winning boost. Now let's take a flight straight to India and get you a roundup of all the horse racing action from the Indian turfs. Now the Southern Command Day marks a very important day for the Royal Western India Turf Club in Pune, and the racecourse turned into quite a battle zone. Let's take a look at this story.
At Mysore, the doctor Cyrus Poonawalla owned chestnut filly Equine Lover enhanced her reputation by winning the Mysore 1000 Guineas Grade 3. It was not just the victory that scaled her credentials, but the authoritative manner in which she dismissed the opposition that caught the eye. Equine Lover was the prime favourite at 6-4 against. Jersey Girl was the next in demand at a nourishing 5-1, with Chase the Sun and Auburn Beauty at lucrative 7 and 8-1 respectively. Equine Lover's dazzling gallop was never matched by any of her rivals, not even at the start, to a lovely even break at the gates. And as they settle down to race, it's Equine Lover who shoots into the lead about 2.5 lengths in front of Midnight Cruise, moving into second position, very close behind his eyesight towards the inside rails, being tracked on the outside by Art of Enchantment. Equine Lover comes in on first, clear by about 3.5-4 lengths in front of Midnight Cruise, struggling to keep up. On the outside, making a forward move is Art of Enchantment. 1.5 2 lengths further back, there's Jersey Girl, and Chase the Sun has come under the streak. 200 meters more to run, and it's Equine Lover all the way, well clear of Chase the Sun and Jersey Girl, fighting for the minor places. Inside of the winning post there, it's B. Prakash and Equine Lover running away from Chase the Sun, finishing up second. Then comes Jersey Girl as they race past the finish. Equine Lover galloped to a runaway success maintaining a clean record of 3 victories from 3 career starts. She outclassed her rivals by a widening margin. This was her first attempt over a mile, and up to a mile she seems the best in the business. This is one filly whose progress over the longer distance ought to be monitored. Equine Lover is a very interesting prospect indeed. Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla proudly collected the glittering trophy and dedicated this victory to his late wife, Mrs. Veelu Poonawalla, who he obviously misses even to this day.
Well, it's a big boost to the farm because we are really worried about him becoming a successful stallion. So thanks to Padu and his training, and this filly is unbeaten in Mysore. It'll give me encouragement to come back for the Derby. Equine Lover was the name dedicated after my late wife. I dedicate this wit to her.
At the moment, she's the best filly, probably she's the best filly in India. I always maintain that because she's unbeaten, and she's beaten the Bangalore Filly Style Stakes winner in Bangalore by 14-15 lengths, which is a hell of a good performance. And let's see how she goes how she trains on from here. She has a very high cruising speed, and that helps her to cover ground and take others out of the feet. And Rhapsody in Snow set the pace and did the same thing, but she was a 5-year-old and this is a 3-year-old, which is remarkable for a 3-year-old to go so close to Rhapsody in Snow, because Rhapsody in Snow, when she retired at the end of that season, she had a rating of 120 or something like that. And I'm very grateful to Prakash for coming to Mysore at very short notice and collecting a good paycheck.
Switching to Hyderabad, in the spotlight returned to conquer another crown, the President of India Gold Cup. The Wonder filly trounced the opposition in her patent style, leading them in and bounding away effortlessly. They're off and racing for the President of India Gold Cup Grade 1 to an even start by all the 5. In the spotlight is accelerating extremely well, about 3.5-4 lengths and stretching further and further away. The rest are all struggling out there. 200 meters more to run, and in the spotlight is 5 lengths clear of Pedello being given a crack or two. Then there is Surya Lakshmi and Vijay Surya on the inside, but it's all over there. In the spotlight adds the President of India Gold Cup to an impressive tally here. Jockey Martin Doyle, who was flown especially for the event, did not need any instructions. He knows the filly only too well, and she him. They stole a march coming into the straight and beat the others out of sight. In the spotlight was once again a delight to watch as she effortlessly beat her rivals by distance. Moving to Pune, the Southern Command Gold Trophy Day was breathtaking. The Indian Army staged a war demonstration that left the grandstands gasping in enchantment. The band march ritual soon paved way to artillery display. The Jawans then demonstrated the activities of the battlefield. Paramotor gliders then descended from the skies. Ground personnel moved fast and stealthily. The Cheetah helicopters dropped reinforcements at breakneck speed and with efficiency. And the final goal was achieved amidst loud cheers from the bewildered spectators as the brave Jawans hoisted the Indian tricolour. Lieutenant General A.K. Singh spoke to Winning Post.
As you are aware, Southern Command is the largest and oldest command my responsibility spreads over 41% of India's landmass, from the borders of Rajasthan, complete peninsular India and central India. It's therefore necessary that we showcase our army's capabilities to the citizens periodically. This was a good occasion, a traditional occasion, which gave us an opportunity to showcase our prowess, our capabilities, to reassure the citizens of this country, especially the Punaites, that your army is fully fit and prepared for any task that may be entrusted to it. I would just like to say it was a tremendous day, and gives me great satisfaction to see the great enthusiasm that the people have for their army. And I take this occasion to reassure the citizens and whoever may be watching this telecast that your army, the Indian Army, is fully prepared for any challenge that may be thrown at us. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Well, the real battle on the turf was won by Star of Gibraltar, who extended giant killing form, beating favourite Cardinal comprehensively and edging out an equally hard-fighting Star Trainer. With about 250 metres moat one, and its Star Trainer now being strongly challenged on the outside by Star of Gibraltar. Then comes Rajasthan Royals and 10%, going for the line now in the final furlong. It's Star Trainer from Star of Gibraltar. These two are battling it out. Star of Gibraltar on the outside, having the better of the two. Star of Gibraltar wins it from Star Trainer, finishing up second. Then there's Rajasthan Royals, 10% finishing together. Trainer Dallas Todiwala too was proud of his board's achievements.
He's definitely been the star this season for me. He's won our 7 races and his first group race, and I'm thrilled to bits with it. He came out in Pune last season, won 2, then he won 2 in Bombay, and he's just carried on. He's just carried on from there. He's just physically better, and I'm very happy with his progress.
At the presentation podium, Lieutenant Colonel A.K. Singh gave away the trophy to the winning connections. Mr. Vivek Jain, Chairman RWITC, presented the Army Commander with a memento.
Time now for Tipping Tim, who will tell you what to expect and what not to expect from this weekend's horse racing action in India.
Look ahead for the Pune weekend. The Cherokee Trophy on Saturday promises to be a close affair, but in the kind of form Blue Sky has currently been, she has a good chance of extending her winning streak. Smart Strider, who's won 2 impressive races, should be the favourite to win the Panchsheel Million, and he seems to be going the right way, having maintained his winning form. On Sunday, the card is most competitive. The Idar Gold Trough has a small but an interesting lineup. Hills and Stars appears to have struck old form and is pleasing in her morning workouts. She signed off a Bangalore campaign in style, thus announcing her return to form. Pune has been her favourite hunting ground, as this is where she won both her starts, including the Nanoli Pune Derby last year. She's quite capable of keeping her record clean here in Pune.
The big race to look ahead to this weekend globally is the English St. Leger. This is a race for 3-year-olds, and not since Nijinsky in 1970 have we seen such a strong contender to win the English Triple Crown. Now, Camelot is a horse who may look more like a miler, but he's won the 2,000 guineas, and this is going to be his sternest test yet, over 1 mile and 3/4. The field is tough, but can he win the Triple Crown? I believe he can. It takes a very, very special horse to win the Derby and the St. Leger. He's done it. The last time we saw that happen was See the Stars. I think Camelot will give Aidan O'Brien his first ever Triple Crown, and that's on Saturday the 15th, an extremely exciting day of horse racing globally. In 1 year, Frankel and Camelot, you can't ask for more.
That's all that we have for you on this weekend's power-packed episode of the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. We promise to bring you all the equestrian action from all over the world as usual. Next weekend, we will feature the Singapore Open 2012. So stay tuned for that. I will see you next weekend again. Until then, may the horse be with you.